It is time to crown a champion tonight for Sim500 in the Superspeedway King Series as we are at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway here on iRacing as we get you ready for some sort of old school racing, old school speeds we'll say, in a car that was, you can call it famous or infamous during the late 2000s and early 2010s. A car that was supposed to be a good one, and somebody liked it, some didn't. But it was a car that was later known as one that drove very tight and was a very big car, and well, go on and go from there. This is the car of tomorrow I'm speaking of. That is where we have in store for you tonight. As we're at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway, we crown a champion tonight in the finale in the car of tomorrow from the virtual Talladega Superspeedway, which actually means we get to take the restrictor plates off the car and run speeds of 230 to 240 miles an hour around this track. 72 laps tonight, 36 the halfway point. As you see, default weather, 78 degrees, 56% humidity under partly cloudy skies with 2-mile-an-hour winds. And we get ready for the fun here in this finale. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Welcome in this evening to the Captain Esports Network and coverage of the Sim500 Superspeedway King Series as we look at the point standings, and this is thanks to the Sim Racer Hub website. Pedro Mojica leads it right now by 9 over Daniel Falkingham. Those two technically are the only two that could win the points tonight. Now, Mike Kelly has like the slightest of chances, and what I mean by slightest is I'm saying he's got to win both stages and then hope he can get 13 more positions than Pedro Mojica. So is it impossible? No. Is it likely? We'll see. Anything's possible in iRacing, as you know. But those three are pretty much the only ones still in the running by points. But in realistic numbers, let's just say that the top two will battle for the championship here this evening. And that's with all respect, obviously, to Mike. But hey, we still got to run this race, and we are in line again for what is going to be some fun this evening. Qualifying just beginning. We'll get going in just a couple minutes. Of course, this is the final race of this season. And what is coming up on Sunday nights in the Sim500 series? Well, we're going to be doing Xfinity racing on Sunday nights here in the Sim500 series, and you'll see all the races here on the Captain Esports Network, and it's going to be part of the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity series, and there's going to be a pretty big prize on the line, a Fanatec prize, and a pretty big deal, a wheel from Fanatec that is going to be really cool. It was announced a couple weeks ago, and to win this thing, of course, you're probably going to think right off the bat, well, it looks like you've got to win this or whatever. It's going to be a little bit different than that in this series when it comes up later on, starting in 3 weeks, actually, will be the first race of the season from Daytona. Now, in order to win this prize, it's basically to the person that can run the most laps in the season. So show up, run the laps, and you could have a chance to win this Fanatec wheel. So it's that simple. I say simple, but, you know, you just got to find a way to run all the laps. I mean, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but you could still pull it off and win this really cool prize. So thanks to Ford Entertainment Group, who, again, is going to be the sponsors in the series starting in Daytona in just a couple of weeks. Will open up there, and of course that race will be here on the Captain Esports Network. So that's going to be very promising. Looking forward to being a part of that series and going from there. As qualifying is about 45 seconds from done, and we'll go over the starting lineup here in just a moment. Of course, it's been 10 races, 9 of them you've seen here on the Captain Esports Network, and we've seen some great racing throughout. We've seen Pedro Mojica get himself a win. We've seen Daniel Falkingham win a race this season. We saw the champ Richard Beasley from last season. He has won himself a race this season. We have seen multiple winners. We've seen fantastic finishes. We've seen wild finishes. And that can only tell us what could we see tonight with cars going 230 miles an hour, almost 240 in the draft, and then also with the unrestricted engines, fuel mileage, the 80% fuel in these cars. So there's just so many little factors that could play a role here when it is all over with tonight. So here we go. Lineup is getting set right now, so we'll take a look at the starting order and how they're going to start. Actually, we're going to do the warm-up right now, and then we'll get to the starting order. So all the cars are going on the track. I always forget the warm-up part. That's only because they have a setup just in case we get a big enough field. You can get the cars out there on the track for what they call a heat race and go from there. But right now they're going to get out there and run a couple laps. So we'll get the grid here in just a moment. There you see Bobby Wetzel out on track. Now I will go ahead and spoil this. The top 2 in the points will start top 2 tonight in the race. Pedro Mojica and Daniel Falkingham went out there and stole the front 2 spots, so they are going to be literally neck and neck with each other when they take the green flag. So as Falkingham will have to outrace the 58 car by 10 spots, unless obviously the stage comes to an end. And then at that point, who knows what can happen depending on who gets what stage points. And I do want to correct myself. I'm so used to 2 stages in a race. There's actually only a 1-stage finish in this race, and it's at the halfway point. So when I go back to the points that include Mike Kelly, he's going to need a lot more help. He's going to need to win the stage and hope that Pedro finishes near last to get a shot at the championship. So it's unfortunately a little bit harder than I made it sound at the beginning of the broadcast for Mike Kelly. So I apologize for the miscommunication there. But needless to say, like I said, it's mostly a 2-person battle for the championship. And ironically, they were pushing each other too. But there you see Daniel in that 39 car. You see Pedro in the 58. So warm-up should be wrapping up here in about 13 seconds or so. All right, checkered flag waves, and now we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the race here. As I mentioned, the top 2, Pedro Mojica, Daniel Falkingham, they will start first and second with lap times that would actually be faster than Bill Elliott's lap time from 1987 with a 41.912. Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, they will take row number 2, row 3, Scott Simley in the 12 along with Doy Woods. Bobby Wetzel, Jimmy Coleman, they'll take row number 4. Row 5, that's where you see Derek Myers. He'll start on the inside of Ron Holyfield in the 10th position there. Jose Gonzalez and John Mustian Jr., They'll take row number 6. Row number 7 is where you'll see Joey Jatina alongside Jeff Ryan. Jatina making a rare start in the series tonight. Tommy Ryan, Richard Beasley in row number 6. Row number 7 is where you will see Ryan and Jatina. I guess I can't count now. Row 8, Tommy Ryan, Richard Beasley. Row 9, Eric Arnold and Anthony Calantoni. In row number 10, Doug Sigmund, Kevin England in the 127 car. And 21st, going to be Joseph Burgess. So if I do the math right quickly off the top of my head there, stage 29, unfortunately with only 21 cars starting this race, it does eliminate the 2 car from the championship. So it is down to 2 drivers now that will officially run for this race for a chance to win this championship. And that is those 2 right there on the front row, Pedro Mojica and Daniel Falkingham. And as the racing gods would do, they would put them both on the front row next to each other. And once again, 72 laps, 36 will get the halfway point. And that's where the stage points will be thrown out there. And that'll determine really what needs to happen for the championship to be won by both drivers. And I'll keep track of that manually by hand here in the broadcast booth, a.k.a. my spare bedroom. All right, pace car going to pull left. You're going to see the closest thing to what Talladega would look like if it was driven like an Auto Club Speedway or a Michigan Speedway in just a few moments. If you've not watched a unrestricted Car of Tomorrow race from Talladega, you're in for a little surprise here as we get ready for the green flag. Pace car is in, and green flag is out. Let's set a champion tonight for the Sim500 Superspeedway King Series. Yeah, these cars are going to get very loose. I ran some laps actually in a test mode during early parts of practice, and these cars get very loose off the corners, so you got to be very careful how you drive these things. You're going to see them slide around. You're going to have to get off the throttle. It's not going to be running 2 and 3 wide in a big old pack. You're going to see handling come into play really quickly. Going to this tri-oval, you're going to have to lift a little bit. It's going to be crazy. But across the line, I believe it was Falkingham leading that lap. You're going to see cars hit the wall like Mike Kelly just did, I believe. As they're 3 wide back straightaway here, the 26 up the middle, old Speedy Gonzalez. Mojica leading that lap as you see Bobby Wetzel third, Chad Coleman. Scott Sibley are top 5. The cameras tonight you're watching presented by TrackCams 4 Gourmet. You can check them out online at trackcams22.com. And up in the wall goes the 2001 Dalemobile. Unfortunately there, and also trying to see who the other car was there. Oh, you know, how ironic is this? The Ryan brothers again knocked the wall down. It was a couple weeks ago at Talladega. Didn't one spin the other out? Up here for the lead. Wetzel getting a push, or giving a push, I should say, to Mojica. Falkingham trying to get the lead. But again, check out TrackCams for Gourmet online. TrackCams22.com, Facebook, and iRacing forums. How fast are they running? Here you go. Mike Kelly, all of 221 right now in the middle of the corner. Oh, Bobby Wetzel's going around. Right in front of. No caution's going to come out here. That was right in front of Falkingham, who had to jump out of the gas. Now we got two cars in the wall in the back straightaway. Sigmund had to avoid. Here comes the Kevin England car. It's Eric Arnold. I know is one of the cars. The other one is Anthony Calantoni in the 84. So damage on those cars. Action happening here real quick. Let's go back to Wetzel's incident. Oh, a little door bang there. Oh, the UPS car sends them shipping. A nice save there by Wetzel in that 9 car. Now, I did mention, I think I've mentioned this before in a broadcast, but if not, I'll mention it now. The Falkingham way down on the apron in the back straightaway. It looks like John Muschin's got the outside wall now. So the one thing it takes time for these guys to get used to is you cannot run this track wide open. You have to treat it like a speedway race, like a Michigan or a Charlotte or a Texas or something like that, or else you're going to have fights with the wall real quickly. But that lower part of the banking where you see the 6 car at, Derek Myers, it's actually lesser banked than the rest of the trioval. So it is very easy for your car to push up there and slide a little bit. And that might have been, whoa, not tight. Oh, 14 into the 51. Into the 3, he'll get spun by the 9. And that'll bring the caution out. Both the Rhines again involved. And the first caution at lap 6. Let's take a look at what happened. The accident's already started at this point. But the 14 of Joey Jattina, 6er in the middle there, and you get a lot of room, and unfortunately at these speeds you need a little bit of room. I'm not going to blame fully Muschin on that. It's just, I think it's just close racing at 225 miles an hour, and unfortunately both the Rhines get involved in it also. We'll see if we get any of the leaders to pit road here as Mojica continues to lead. And it looks like everybody on pit road. Oh, Scott Sibley having some issues, turning her sideways on pit road. And race off pit road going to be the 58. Looks like everybody fuel only on these cars. All right, let's go back to the cause of the yellow. Oh, you saw the 39 get a little sideways there. 51's already in the wall at this point as we go on board with Coleman. Then you see the other two getting together. He just goes down to the apron. The 54 does and misses it. All right, so Calantoni stays out, so he's going to likely take a wave around here, get back on the lead lap. You see the 31 of Eric Arnold has already pulled his car behind the wall. As Jeff Ryan comes to pit road, he'll get some damage fixed on that car. Doug Sigmund, the 04 Quaker State car. And there's the Pepsi car of, I about called him Jeff Gordon, Derek Myers. And we should get one to go this time by, so Calantoni will be able to take off. So I did the math earlier. When I was out there running the test runs, it looks like, if all accurate, the strategy for pit stops should be about 25 to 30 laps. And from that standpoint, it looks like this could be a one-stop race now the rest of the way if we stayed green. But there's no telling. All right, here we go. Getting ready to come back to the green flag. Lap number 11. Pedro Mojica, Daniel Falkingham, your top two, just like they started the race. Kevin England already up 10 spots, up to 10th right now. Richard Beasley up 9 to 7th. As pace car will pull in and Mojica will lead him back to the green flag. Virtual Talladega Superspeedway here on iRacing. Appreciate it by joining us on a Sunday evening. Top 6, top 7, top 8, all single file. Actually, everybody's single file pretty much already until Mike Kelly in the old Miller Lite Dodge Charger. Back in the Charger days of NASCAR to the inside. going to lead a lap, and here comes Falkingham to the bottom now. So the draft still plays a big role here. Obviously, you can get some big runs, but the way the car handles, you are not able to run. Oh, one car up in the wall. Tommy Ryan got it, and he goes into the inside wall hard. And I mean really hard. Oh, here comes Jeff. And somehow they hit each other again. This is becoming a comedy act now. The Ryan brothers. And second caution is now out. Tommy was actually a really good super speedway racer. Gets up in the outside wall with that damage, and an old Calantonio and sends him packing, drills the wall hard, and of course goes spinning around, and out of all people, they hit him. It's his brother again. It's like they're magnets. It looks like both the Ryans have packed it up and head back to pit road. And these guys will get behind the pace car. All right, so it looks like a lot of cars coming back to pit road as Mike Kelly stays out here. And I continue to try to, I might have to edit that a little bit, but it is what it is. Race off pit road, Falkingham going to beat Mohique out. All right, so 2 cautions already here in the first 13 laps. Unfortunate deals there for drivers like John Mustian, Eric Arnold, the 6 of Derek Myers, Tommy Ryan, Jeff Ryan, unfortunately involved in both accidents. Calantoni's on pit road right now, probably getting some more damage fixed on that car. So it looks like the plans for the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series, which will get underway the weekend after Daytona, which is, when I think about it off the top of my head here, today is February the 6th. That means next Sunday will be the 13th, which means the following Sunday is the 20th, which would be the 27th of February. Will be race number 1 of the series from Daytona. And this is all according to the website. You can go to sim500.com to check out the website and see the schedule. actually migrating myself over to the website myself. And we'll talk about the schedule as we get ready to go green next time by. As I said earlier, the driver that runs the most laps, not even leading the most laps, is running the most laps in that 2022 FEG Xfinity Series. We'll get that brand new Fanatec CSL direct drive wheel. A pretty good deal there. In the event of a tie, it actually goes down to wins, top 5s, top 10s, and all that good stuff there. But race number 1 will be a 200-miler from Daytona, and then another 200-miler from Auto Club Speedway March the 6th. And then the 13th, we'll go to Las Vegas, then Phoenix Raceway on the 20th, and March 27th, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, which I'm guessing will be the new Speedway. I'm assuming iRacing will have that outcome March 27th. So that will be interesting there. Then we'll hit Talladega, Richmond, and then Easter weekend, April 17th. So we'll get 7 races in before the Easter weekend. But the good news, as I said, we will get all the races here on the Captain Esports Network. 16 races before we get to the chase. And 16 drivers will be in that. We'll kick that off at Nashville, July 10th. And, of course, the championship race in September, Labor Day weekend, from the Phoenix Raceway. All the races here on the Captain Esports Network. It's those Sunday nights. So looking forward to growing with the league and having a good old time on Sunday evenings here with the broadcast. Pace car going to pull back off. We'll go green lap number 16 here after our second caution. Mike Kelly, Daniel Falkingham, Pedro Mojica, Richard Beasley, and Chad Coleman, your top 5 as we go back. To green. See if these guys get back into maybe a single file line here and get kind of organized and let the race kind of fall in its place here for the guys. I say it as Falkingham immediately to the outside, going to go for the lead here. Beasley on that outside trying to push Coleman and almost getting together at 39. Had to be very careful, but everybody racing clean. He leads that lap over Kelly. As you see, 2 by 2 by 2, 3 rows deep, all the way back to Gonzalez in the 26 there. The way the transitions are off the corners at this track, when you get fast like this, it can be very tricky because the corner will all of a sudden turn into the straightaway and the transition will slide you out to the wall. Across the line there, it looks like Mike Kelly led that lap, and Gonzalez trying the middle. He was going to take her 3 wide there. Good move not to. Ride with Jimmy Coleman there in the 7th position. The 54 car. Jimmy done a great job putting this whole thing together. He's helped run the series this season. And a big shout out to him for feeding me all the info I could use for the races and stuff. As you see the cars sliding around here, you hear the tires. Said that everybody would get calm in single file, and now everybody's kind of grouping up again as Bobby Wetzel's there. And at 9 cars, he starts back into the pack. laps complete. 52 laps to go, and we're 16 away from that halfway point to put the stage points in and set up what is going to be needed from the top two drivers for them to win the championship. Gonzalez getting a little sideways. You see Coleman's up in the outside wall. Tony up to the 7th position. Took the lucky dog a few minutes ago, and he is back up here in the top 10 now, doing a great job in that 84 car. Mike Kelly getting shuffled out just a little bit there up front. Oh, Wetzel up into the outside wall. Gonzalez almost sliding up there. These tires starting to wear a little bit, and that's where the sliding is going to happen now. Last time by, these guys running 42.5s, 42.4s. Average speed's roughly around the 215 mile an hour mark, if I get that right. Up into the wall goes the 84, Tony. Oh, and around goes the 127. Kevin England in the wall in third caution, lap 22. You know, unfortunately, his car's smoking. Kevin, who does some broadcasting on Monday nights in the series, slides, and the 07 tags him. Tags him hard. And then he gets a T-bone from the 54. Unfortunately, it looks like his night will be over. Once again, one of those tough scenarios. You go into the corner here, and you see everybody just kind of slides up, having to get out of the gas. 07 slides up and gets in the back of him and hits him again, and that one sent him flying almost. All right, so the third caution out, lap 22. And that's going to bring the leaders to pit road. The window open again. We'll try to get past that halfway point in the stage points. And it looks like more fuel only stops. Week and Falkingham and Gonzalez going to win the race off pit road. And Jatina going to be fourth. I think a lot of these other cars either going to get damage fixed, take tires, or something like that. Let's drag a driver up here and talk to him, as we've got a minute here. We bring Pedro up here to us. Pedro, I know it's been a little bit of close racing, but also some cautions here so far, and that 39 has almost been glued to your back bumper the whole entire time, which more favors you in this situation. But talk about what you need to do to survive this race to be the champion here in this series.
I think just keep doing what I'm doing right now. Like you said, just keep the 39 in sight, and then just kind of manage who's around us, you know, and just kind of understand what their tendencies are, and and just try to get out of aggressive situations. You know, there's, like you said, I think as long as I keep the 39 in sight, we got a stage coming up here at 36, so it's kind of the first race. So we'll try to get through that and keep it close with the 39, and then I think the rest of the races, I mean, honestly, I got to keep the 39 from leading laps. So whether that's me trying to pass them or pushing somebody else to pass them, that's kind of the goal. So just trying to take points, as many points away from Daniel, or opportunities from Daniel as possible. So just keep doing what we've been doing. I think we'll be all right.
Do you have anybody helping you at all when it comes to talking to you about, hey, he just did this, of course, at the end of the stage, you need to finish here now, type of thing?
Not really. I kind of have it in my head. I mean, it's only 9 points between us, so when the stage ends, I'll kind of be able to figure that out in my head and go from there.
He's a mathematician and a guy that can drive 230 miles an hour. Nice job, Pedro, so far, and maybe we'll talk here in a little bit.
All right, I hope so.
Yes, sir. Be safe, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pedro Mojica there in the 58 car, leading this race so far. We'll talk to Daniel maybe here in a few minutes. Should get one to go this time by as other cars back on pit road to either get more damage fixed or top it off. It's one of the cool things about iRacing. You can get in there and talk with some of the drivers. You see Mojica and Daniel have been the only two. They've been up there the whole entire time together. Mike Kelly's been up there most part. But how about that guy in fourth place? Anthony Calantoni was lapped a little bit ago. He was spun out. He got in the wall in that last run. And he still continues to get that car fixed up and is running up in the top 5. You can't help but be impressed there. You got Doy Woods back there in the UPS car with a smashed in front end. It's Talladega, but cars are out here looking like Bristol right now. Pace car going to pull off. And we'll go back racing here at lap 26. And we'll be 10 laps away from the halfway point. Already up the top side comes Kelly gets jumped, I think, or tried to jump to the top side. Either way, they were 3 wide for a split second. They're going into turn 1. As Gonzalez going to give a push to the 39 and push him out there to the lead. As Pedro mentioned, it was a 9-point gap entering this race. And of course, with Daniel going to the lead right now, that lead shrinks just a little bit. Especially when this stage comes to an end here in 10 laps, we'll really know what the separation is between the two and what will be needed for each driver to win the championship after tonight's race. But so far, it has been Talladega being Talladega out here tonight with these COTs. Unrestricted in all, 235 to 240 mile-an-hour speeds. There's already 5 cars out of the race as we are not even halfway yet. very impressed with some of these Daniels cars, how you're able to kind of stick up here in this pack. 07 doing a good job up there. The 9 there got his rear end torn off almost, and he's doing pretty solid. And back here, you got a bunch of cars just kind of hanging out. How about Doug Sigmund here? The 04 car and the Quaker State car. He's been like, just, y'all go ahead and wreck. I'm just going to hang out back here. Tina's doing the same thing. And then Holyfield is in his blank number 1 car. He's been just kind of letting them all wreck. As Mike Kelly leads 8 to go here in this stage. Wetzel climbed up to 2nd now. Simley's to 3rd. I wonder if these are the guys with tires as I look over at my board. Somebody's got the outside wall back there. Looks like Gonzalez. Looks like some of these guys did take tires in this last stop, so this could be fresh tires kind of coming to the front. At 9 of Bobby Wetzel going to go to the front with help from Simley. High side. You see the pack kind of separating out into 2 here. Look at some of these lap times here. The fastest lap in the race so far has been 40.83s, the 40.97s, the 40.81s. Trying to see, looks like 40.72 from another driver. So 40.72 looks like the fastest lap from Callan Tony. Could you imagine that, going 40 seconds around Talladega Superspeedway? Five laps to go. And you see Pedro right on the back bumper of Daniel Falkingham there. That's the top 2 in points. Pedro leading, and of course, Daniel's 2nd in points. So right now it would literally be a 1-point difference. Now a 2-point difference. So it would drop down to 7 if this stage ended right now. I say that as Doy Woods goes back to the outside here trying to fight this Red Bull 39. Simley might have got the outside wall. He's way off the pace there at 12. Daniel going to pounce up to 3rd. Or try to get 3rd, I should say. And Jimmy Coleman trying to steal the lead away from Mike Kelly. Oh, Richard Beasley spinning off turn 2. Into the inside wall, no caution. But last season's Superspeedway king not going to win the championship this season, unfortunately. Going to have a little trouble as now Holyfield's off the pace in the 1. Not sure what happened to Ron. We'll have to see there as Kelly's still putting pressure on Coleman. once again, Mojica has caught the back bumper of Daniel, so it is back to being 8 points right now. Let's check back real quick what happened to Beasley, and let's see what happened to the 01. Beasley gets real tight off turn 2. He goes spinning. The 1 gets the outside wall also, it looks like. Oh, and then the 1 gets turned. So that's what happened there. Meanwhile, let's jump back, because up front, look at this. Final lap in the stage. See if Mojica can get a big run off the front straightaway here. This is exactly what Daniel needed right here. Off turn 4 through the tri-oval. Falkingham will get the stage win. And Mojica 4th. That makes this point lead now. Let's subtract 4 off that 9. And if I'm counting it right, 5 points now. The separation between the two. Everybody can take a deep breath for a split second. Of course, right now, where Pedro runs in this race, he's the champion. He could sit right there and he's okay. But what he needs to do is get back here and push somebody in front of Daniel to help him out. Chad Coleman coming back there to help the 58 a little bit there. Wetzel also there behind him. Oh, look at Coleman getting loose there through the tri-oval. Jose Gonzalez also a part of the battle here. The 12 of Scott Simley also. Got a pack here of about 8 cars. And then you got about 8 seconds back to Doy Woods in the 07 with heavy damage. He's in 9th right now. Doug Sigmund in the 04 car. He's got a little bit of damage on that right side. He runs 10th. Richard Beasley, who was just in that spin a little bit ago with the 1 of Ron Holyfield, 11th and 12th. Those are the last 2 cars on the lead lap. The rest of the cars are off the track except the 127, Kevin England, continues to run laps and gain positions in this race as Joey Datina took his car off the track also. Well, you see these cars getting all types of sideways here, blocked by the 39. Three wide to the bottom goes Mike Kelly. And he lifted out the throttle so it would not cause an issue. 31 laps to go. One more pit stop likely to go. These guys last pitted at lap 23. And I hear somebody spinning back here. Bobby Wetzel getting turned. Locks the car down. Here comes the 07. This could bring the caution out. Oh, yeah, he's going to wait there. There's the caution. Jose Gonzalez also involved. So there goes that whole pit stop thing. All right, so fourth caution out. Let's see what happens. The 9 and 26 getting together. Gonzalez gets the outside wall, gets tagged. Once again, turn 2. The way that corner comes off there, you slide right up to the outside wall. Matter of fact, Chad Coleman got the wall too. So caution out here, 30 laps to go. Now the question's going to be fuel mileage. Race off pit road, Mike Kelly with ease. Kelly looks like took fuel only for the rest of these guys. Maybe some tires. All right, so now the caution's out. Let's let me talk to this guy in the 39 car here. Daniel Falkingham, who's competing. He knows what he has to do now. He's down there in the same channel with Pedro, so obviously these guys know each other very well and have probably been communicating with each other and having a good old time out there. Daniel, you were able to chop off, it looks like 4 points for the with the bonus points and stuff like that as of right now. You know what you need to do. Question is, how do you do it?
Just hope for some luck, or hope for bad luck on Pedro's side, I guess. And just hope for. I got to win the race. This is literally a winner bust situation for me. But I was lucky to get those points when I did win the stage, and Pedro finished a few spots behind me. And I know there's a lot of bonus points too if you win the race. Right. So still a lot more bonus points up for grabs. But Pedro's had so much luck this season. I mean, we both had our share of bad luck. But I need him to have one more piece of bad luck, and hopefully we can wrap this thing up. But I knew I was gonna be in a tight championship battle with how this is luck of the draw with these super speedway races. And I'm even have a fighting shot at the championship. I'm even surprised by that. So we're gonna go down swinging, that's for sure.
And I'm sure it's not helping things when you see all these cars wrecking behind you, and you look back behind you now, and you can see what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars not on pit road right now getting damage fixed.
Yeah, that's not what I like to see because, I mean, if Pedro wrecks, I need him to finish way down the order, not like finish like 4th or 5th. So pretty much the only thing I can do here is just go out, lead as many laps as I can, hope to get the most laps led, and then win the race, and then just let the points shake out from there. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, we ain't going down without a fight. So we're just going to run this race out. Hopefully we can win this thing, then we'll let the points sort out after that. But we're going to give it one heck of a fight.
Perfect, my man. Well, good luck here the rest of this evening. 28 to go. Fuel mileage, by the way, how are we looking?
Fuel's gonna be tight. I think we're still gonna have to stop one more time, but we do. Some of us have an extra set of tires in the pits, so in case we get another yellow, then we got those in our back pocket. So, yeah, this is definitely gonna be an interesting game of strategy, that's for sure. With people who got tires and who doesn't, and how much fuel you take. So, this is gonna come right down to the wire.
There you go, my man. Well, great job tonight so far, and best of luck.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. That is the 39 there, the Red Bull car, as we'll get him down to his channel there with Pedro and the guys. Daniel Falkingham running in the 2nd position behind Mike Kelly there, as he made mention. Likely one more stop needed on fuel, but the tire is going to be potentially a necessity if we get one more caution, and he has a set lane there in the bank to use, which is definitely a positive side for him if needed. So here we go, pace car going to pull off. We'll go back green. There's one thing we have not done yet tonight that we can go ahead and do right here as we come to the green flag. It's our chance. How about a COT unrestricted? Turn it up on the Captain Esports Network. Doy Woods is spinning. 07 gonna bring out the caution as he got into the side of the one of Holyfield. And I think the fuel window just got thrown out as Doy Woods goes for a spin. Simley got the wall there in that 12, and the 07 gets it, and unfortunately he's going to spin it out, and the Georgia driver goes around. And the one of Holyfield gets involved also. You see Doy gets the wall, and he goes for that spin. And that's where the one hits him, and he goes flying in the air. I'll get you a better view of that. Let's go on board with Holyfield. So there you go, the caution out now for the 5th time here. 25 laps to go Here's everybody coming to top off. A fake, and he got the cone. Uh-oh. We'll have to keep an eye on that. In Mojica coming to pit road. We'll have to see if that's an unsafe pit entry potentially. So a lot of things starting to shape up here. We'll get the one to go next time by. And 23 laps to go. Again, a reminder, in 3 weeks, the 27th of February will be the start of the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series from Daytona. That'll be here on Sunday nights. And we'll run throughout the majority of the NASCAR season. Yeah, it should be a fun one. Of course, the driver that can complete the most laps on the season, not lead, not win the most races, none of that, but the driver that can complete the most laps will win himself a brand new Fanatec CSL Direct Drive wheel. So a lot of great things on the line this season. Of course, you're going to have the other series going on. Part of that Sim500 Premier Pass. You got the Monday Night Trans Service Cup Series. That'll be 34 race event. That'll be over on LSR TV, which I believe Mr. England there in the 127 will be part of that broadcast. And then Wednesday nights, VA 811 Truck Series, 28 races in that series. That'll be over on Ghost Fire Media Wednesday nights. And then, of course, Sunday night, the FEG Xfinity Series with us here on the Captain Esports Network. And if you want some info on that, you can obviously reach out to Joey Jatina there. But races will start around 9:05. They'll be qualifying at 9 o'clock. Server will open at 8 for practice, fixed setups, and they'll have 3 sets of tires for the whole entire race. 2 sets in the pits. Fuel will be 100%, so there's going to be some strategy in play for those races, especially when you get to a track like Fontana, which is race number 2, a 200-mile event with 2 sets laying in the pits to get you 100 laps. So looking forward to be a part of that broadcast coming up this season. So, was the 39 able to save enough fuel to get to the finish of this race? I say that because Mojica came to pit road and topped off the tank, and he's right behind him. And are we done wrecking? That's a whole nother question, as we still got From my count, 12 cars still on track here out of the 20 it started. And we'll go back to green with 23 to go. Good start from Daniel. Bobby Wetzel somehow in the top 5 with that beat-up car. And look at the outside line, got the draft working. Can Kelly take the lead from the 39 with help from Mojica? Interesting conundrum on the 39 car here. Do you lead the most laps and worry about burning more fuel, or do you get behind the 2 and save some fuel? That's going to be an interesting spot here as Kelly leads that lap. I think Daniel's in a spot right now where the only thing he can do is really just control what he can do in this race. Little side draft off to 2. Jimmy Coleman still up there battling Richard Beasley back up in the top 6 himself. I think every one of these cars have been a part of a caution at one point or another outside the top 3. These cars showing how durable they are. See the one car back there of Holyfield in the outside wall, so he'll fall off the pace here a little bit. As we have a fun schedule set up the rest of this week, as we've talked about previously. Some changes to my work schedule now have me working a lot at night. And because of that, I've had to limit myself on broadcasts and stuff throughout the week, so you're not seeing much Captain Esports Network right now. But I will share what's going on. Of course, we have the Sim500 series tonight. And then pretty much from there, the only broadcast you're going to see on the Esports Network for the next 3 weeks is going to be the GLSR races on Wednesday night. You will see me broadcasting some of the Podium 500 race that I'll be a part of, or hopefully be a part of, next weekend. So I'll be streaming those, but that'll be more me racing. And as a matter of fact, I might actually jump on track here by the time we get done and get some next-gen practice in the Daytona setup. As Kelly goes to the lead to 39 there in second. Mojica, they're in third. And of course, unless something major happens here, Mojica looking like he's going to be the champion of this series. But there are still 17 laps, and as we've seen tonight, anything can happen on any lap. Chad Coleman's gone back into the picture himself in the 38 car. So we're sitting here with 9 cars in the draft. Well, we'll say 8 now because we see the 26 is about a second and a half back. So technically with 8 cars in the pack, somebody with the name Coleman has a 1/4 chance of winning this race. Up front, Mojica going to push the 39 out front. You wonder down these straightaways going 240 mile an hour how much you could push these cars, because these cars were the famous model for the tandem drafting back in the day. Oh, Jimmy Coleman getting the outside wall there. Just kind of misjudged. I don't think he hit it hard enough. Oh, and Pedro's up in the wall. Uh-oh, the first there for one of the two racing for the championship. Daniel said he needed one mistake to happen. He felt like he had a shot, and there might be the mistake. So right now, this race, in this championship race, has been flipped upside down. Falkingham has jumped to the lead in the points. The 10, the 54, the 38, the 2, the 12, the 58, all in this pack. Gonzalez is slowly fading out of it. Oh, the 10 almost got up in the wall. If he didn't already, he got really close to it. Everybody avoiding. 4 wide, almost 3 wide, down to 2. And just like that, I believe Mojica might be back in the point lead. Now, I could be wrong, and I have to check, but I believe if the points end in a tie, most series go by the most wins, which in this case would actually go to Pedro Mojica. But something tells me this thing is far from over. Say the top two started to kind of stretch it out a little bit here. Eleven laps to go. You can hear how much Pedro's jumping out of the throttle there. These tires are taking a beat now. Still at about 7/10 of a second right now. Still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that they're slowing in the corners at Talladega. And you got Chad Coleman there pushing to 58 now, so he's got the help he needs to get back in this pack. Nine laps to go. Anybody can win it. And actually, Jose Gonzalez has gotten back into this pack now. He's still about 1.6 back, but he's got drafting help around him as some of these cars have kind of fallen off a little bit. Mike Kelly's right there in front of him. And then you got Scott Simley about 6/10 up ahead. laps to go. Outside line, Coleman going to go for the lead. Yeah, bummer, buddy. Sorry to see you weren't here tonight. Appreciate you watching, though. The cloud is starting to settle over Talladega a little bit here. That's why you got a little bit darker. Might go a little grip into the track, but who knows? So again, the big strategy here we got to figure out. That last caution, which was at lap 47, Daniel Falkingham did not come to pit road, but the rest of the guys except for Mike Kelly did. So, with this going green right now, and Daniel's been out front most of the time, does he have enough fuel to get to the finish? Kevin England, he just went down to Birmingham to get out of everybody's way. Probably the smart move on his part, the way they've wrecked sometimes here tonight. Through the tri-oval to come to 5 laps to go this time by. Oh, into the wall goes Beasley. Nobody's behind him there, so he'll be able to catch that and go on. But unfortunately for Beasley, like I said, his championship run's going to end here with 5 laps to go. But he still will have the distinct honor of being a champion in this series. Four laps to go. Is Mojica content with sitting right there? If so, as somebody did mention, the bonus points in this series. That's the one thing that I'm quite unsure about, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take an opportunity to see if... I can get that answer. As there will be 3 laps to go. All right, so rule number 10, by the way, the Sim500 tiebreaker. All series will follow the same procedures when it comes to determining who advances or whatever in case of a tie, so it will come down to wins. So if they were to tie, Mojica gets that advantage. That's according to the website. Oh, by the way. And look at this. Falkingham had to go to pit road. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. The championship run is over for Daniel. I think he was banking on another caution from happening. Oh, and Chad Coleman's into the wall, and there he goes spinning. No caution yet as Jimmy Coleman goes to the front. And the white flag is out, final lap. Mojica on his way to a championship. Is he going to try to win this thing? First race of the season, it was Chad Coleman going to victory lane. Will this be sandwiched by Coleman, or will Mojica go for the move? He's going to go for it. He's going to make the pass. Championship, race, win, Mojica. Mojica, king of the super speedways this season. As Pedro does some donuts and celebrates, you saw Richard Beasley, who finished 5th, kind of there with him, almost like a coronation to give him the championship this season. But what a race it was. Let's take a look at the final results tonight. Mojica wins it. That is not the right standings. That's actually qualifying. I was going to say, Daniel did not finish second. Jimmy Coleman gets second, unfortunately, by a 10th. Jose Gonzalez third. Scott Simley 4th. Richard Beasley finishes in the top 5. Mike Kelly, Bobby Wetzel, Chad Coleman finishes 8th. Doug Sigmund 9th, and Daniel Falkingham finishes 10th. And will finish second in points. Holyfield 11th. Kevin England 12th. Doy Woods 13th. And Callan Tony 14th. Joey Jatina 15th. Tommy Ryan, Jeff Ryan 16th and 17th. Derek Myers finishing in the 18th position. John Mustin Jr. 20th. Or 19th, I should say. And Eric Arnold finishing in the 20th position tonight here from the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. And what was a wild finish in the end. Unfortunately, Daniel did not have enough fuel to get to the finish. And that was the trade-off, unfortunately, for leading all those laps. Was not able to save. And we'll wait and see if we get Jose Gonzalez here. But let's go ahead and drag up Jimmy Coleman here in the 54 that thought he might had a race handed to him with everything that had taken place here tonight. Jimmy, great effort, man. I think you did everything you could. It looked like maybe got a little tight off turn 4, which kind of opened the door for Pedro to make that move, but still a great finish for you tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Man, that's frustrating. I just can't get over that hump, man. They just, every time I turn around, I'm in second. That's all right. I'll keep chugging. He got a heck of a run, and I tried to block him going down the tri-oval, but I wasn't going to take us all out. So at the same time, because I'd rather finish second than finish last again. So.
Well, it's still a great run out there tonight. Obviously, a little bit of attrition. As this car is always tricky out here because you're going 240, and you almost have to treat it like you're running at Charlotte or Michigan or Auto Club or something like that when you're out here at this track in this car.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Especially once the tires get a little wear on them, you got to really work the throttle a little bit, and you think you need to let off to let it turn, and really it makes it more tight. So you just got to watch how you take these corners and watch the runs, just like there at the end. I mean, Pedro got a heck of a run come to the finish. That's just how these races go.
It was a great effort in the end. Great job on your part. Congratulations tonight on your second place run, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Appreciate like everybody in the league. I've been the admin for this league this season, and I just appreciate everybody coming out. Been a lot of fun races, good finishes, just like this one. Shout out for Peter Rotom for always being on board. Sim500 Mafia teammates, Captain Esports, you come back the broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it, and just appreciate everybody coming out tonight.
Absolutely, my man. Well, great job tonight. Appreciate your hard work being an admin. I've been there on the side myself, and it can be a tough thing to do. So great job this season for you, and we'll talk in a couple weeks.
Yep, appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. You too. Jimmy Coleman finishing in the second position. You heard him mention that he is kind of the man that put all this together and been doing the adminning this season. So a big shout out to him for all the hard work this season. Let's actually grab, I haven't seen Gonzalez come in here yet, so let's actually grab Daniel Falkingham, who finishes second in points. I'm going to bring him up here and talk to him real quickly, as we don't have a third-place finisher here. But Daniel, I know that was kind of heartbreaking a little bit. You did everything you had to do. Unfortunately, just a little short on fuel.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be short anyway, but I wanted to stay out, try to lead some more laps, try to lock up the most laps led, and maybe hope for another caution, because I know we were been wrecking a lot, and I know we were having a few yellows even with how few cars we had. So I tried to play the strategy game, and I mean, that was the only shot I had, because pretty much if Pedro finished on the podium, it was over for us anyway. So I gave it one last shot, and we just didn't work out in our favor, but we gave ourselves a shot, and that's all that matters. But congrats to Pedro on the championship. He definitely deserved it. He was there every race. He was up front every race, and he won the races that he needed to. So props to him, and yeah. So finished second in points in the Super Speedway series. I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, it's got to be something to help you out this season. Obviously, I know it's not what you want to do is finish second in a championship run, because that means unfortunately you're second best. But you put out all the effort every race this season. Myself, I remember seeing you up there running top 5 almost every race.
Yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to work on my Super Speedway paralysis, because I don't feel like I've been that great on Super Speedways the last few years. So that's why I've been trying to step that up a little bit, and felt like no matter what car track combo we had, I was always up front every race. So that's all I can say, and hopefully I can take some of that experience into the Premier Series that we got coming up in a few weeks. So, and yeah, so it was definitely a lot of fun. Hope we can do this again sometime through the summer. I know this is only like a winter only deal and stuff, but if we can do this again sometime through the summer, or like maybe on like a Saturday nights or something, that'd be really fun. But yeah, I mean, I do have a blast with this league. I do have a blast with this series. I love Super Speedway racing. I'm trying to get better at it. But when you get a good group of guys like we had tonight, and you get a really hard car to drive and stuff like we had tonight, it's really a lot of fun. So hopefully we get to do this again maybe sometime down the road. But until then, I'll have to wait and see what happens in the future.
Well, great job tonight there, Daniel, and your chance to give shout-outs to whoever you like to.
Yeah, of course. I got to thank First Rate Bayloff 207 for all their support. I don't have a paint for this car, so, but I still want to shout those guys out. I actually have a new sponsor getting ready to hop on board for me for the Premier Series. I'm looking forward to announcing that pretty soon. So thanks to everyone who supports me. Thanks to Joey, and thanks to all the admins who run the show here. It was definitely a blast. I've enjoyed all the Winter Series and stuff. Getting ready to start up all the 2022 Premier Series stuff, so looking forward to that. I got to thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thank you for all you've done all season long for us. Thanks to everyone who runs the show, everyone who races. Thanks to everyone at Team Name, Chad Coleman, Pedro Mojica, Richard Beasley, and Doy Woods. Thanks to North Force Racing as well, Presley Gilson, everybody over there. Get ready to tackle Road to Pro here in a few weeks, so get ready. Looking forward to that. Yeah, and just thanks to fans who watches each and every week, and thanks to friends and family for all their support.
There you go. Great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Great season, and we'll talk soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Daniel Falkingham finishing second in points. Unfortunately, running out of fuel there at the end of the race, and not being able to get the championship he was looking for. But tonight, the Super Speedway King all season long, and, of course, this evening is Pedro Mojica. Pedro, we bring you up here tonight. I know it was stressful there at the end, and Daniel went to pit road, but you went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to go win this darn thing. And that's what you went and did. Made a great move on Jimmy to win this race and be crowned the Super Speedway King this season.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chris. First off, want to apologize to Chad Coleman. That's not how I like to win those things. I was content to finish behind him. He's such a great teammate, and I was just trying to help him. To be honest, I wanted to push him to the win.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty, I knew at that point I had wrapped up the championship when Daniel pitted, and didn't do myself any favors there. I just tried to push him. It was a push gone wrong, and almost became the championship right there for me. And unfortunately, I cost the race for Chad. So apologies to him, but yeah, man, it's unbelievable. Like feels good. Finally, I kind of taking a deep breath, letting it soak in. It feels good to win a championship like this too. It comes down to so much luck and just trying to position yourself in the right place at the right time at the right moment in every race, and to be able to pull that off. Especially this race had it all. This race had a lot of yellows, a lot of strategy. Um, I had a couple, times there towards the end of the race where I had to claw myself back out of a mistake. So it had it all. Fuel mileage there at the end. You know, there's a difference between the two strategies. We had a lot of yellows. Daniel was banking on another yellow, I think, there towards the end of the race, and we pitted knowing that we were going to be right on the edge of making it to the end of the race. So just fortunate, yeah, it worked out for me, and we got the championship, man. I'm glad to bring it home, and then the wind, it's nice to have, but again, like I said, I was content having letting Chad have that one, but yeah, man, it feels good.
Yeah, unfortunate event there, as you mentioned, and I know I could hear you kind of being hard on yourself there, but that's one of those 50-50 deals when you're pushing somebody. You're trying to help somebody, and I'm sure knowing Chad, he probably understands that too, so it's a tough situation, but still, I mean, one race doesn't tell you the whole season. I mean, you had the most wins out of everybody this season by far, and you were able to win, I believe, both of the COT races here, and you definitely went out there and earned it this season.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I mean, surprisingly, to have 4 wins, I don't really consider myself like a super speedway ace. I'd say I'm good at them. I'm pretty good at finishing them and getting good finishes, but winning them, it's far and few between for me. Um, so I'm glad, yeah, that I've been able to get 4 wins out of the 10 races. So if we weren't on the hook, or we were on the hook, we were going on the hook. If we were not on the hook, we were going to victory lane or fighting for a top 5 finish. So, um, so yeah, so no, that makes me happy with the, style of racing I do. I'm pretty methodical with the moves I make and stuff like that. So I'm glad that it worked out this season for getting the championship.
Well, great job this season. Congratulations, you're the champion. The floor is yours, or I shouldn't say champion. You're the Super Speedway King this season. So shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Chris, thanks for putting the broadcast on. I hope the fans had a good time watching it. Hope we put some good races for you, for sure. That made it entertaining to watch. Jimmy Coleman for running this league, the Super Speedway Series King League, and Joey for running the Sim500 and all the admins that contribute to the league, and all the guys on Team Name. Like I said, we race really hard together, but we're all really good teammates to each other, I feel like. So appreciate them and the help this season, and also, I gotta mention, Michael Sharp. He was my owner in the Cup Series last year, and through some of the good runs we had, I mean, that essentially funded for this run in the Super Speedway Series. So appreciate him giving me that opportunity, and was glad that was able to use what we got from there to push forward in this series and win a championship. So shout out to Michael Sharp for that.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. You're the Super Speedway King. Go enjoy it for the next couple of weeks and get yourself ready for the next season.
All right, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, you too. Pedro Mojica, the champion, or as I am calling him, the Super Speedway King, because that's what the title of the series is. So he is the king of the big tracks this season. So congratulations to him as we put a bow on this season. What a fun one it is. Special shout-outs again, Joey Jatina, Jimmy Coleman, for allowing me to be a part of this Super Speedway series. It's actually the first one I've ever broadcasted that were all Super Speedways. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As I step away for a couple weeks and come back for the Xfinity Series presented by Ford Entertainment Group on Sunday nights here in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to putting that show on, and as I continue to try to improve my broadcast qualities for everybody in the series here. So hopefully we'll work on that and continue to build viewership and stuff for the series and more. And a big shout out to all the other leagues and other, not leagues, but broadcasters who broadcast here in Sim500. Shout out to you guys for putting on a great show. Also, with that said, we're out, and we will come back in 3 weeks for the FEG Xfinity Series, the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series in just a few weeks from Daytona International Speedway virtually here on iRacing. So looking forward to all that fun and what comes with it. So should be a blast to do, and I'm very, very looking forward to it. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the week. Get ready for Daytona in real life, and, of course, the Clash that wrapped up just a little bit ago. Enjoy the next couple weeks off, and we'll see you at the end of February for the Xfinity Series. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.